In this lesson, we're going to look at Goneril, but mostly I want to focus textually on Lear's curses to Goneril. We know Goneril as the eldest daughter. We know her from the love test. We know her at the end of 1-2 where she talks to Regan about how odd it is, how Lear's behaving, and how worrisome it is. How doughty he's becoming, and how they have to be unified in their approach to dealing with him. We see her also in 1-3 talking to her servant Oswald, who she has a very close relationship with, and she's very upset at the way Lear has been hitting the servants and how his knights have been treating the house. And in general, Goneril is I think, in consensus views, considered not, with very little sympathy. She played a rhetorical game in the beginning. She seems dishonest, and certainly by the end of the play, characters like Goneril and Regan are so evidently evil. Their behavior is so rotten, it's difficult to take sympathy from them. But again, as with so much of the modern interpretation of the play, it emerges out of Peter Brook's 1961 stage version, or I only have the film version of 1971, 72, where there's a lot more sympathy for Goneril. There's a stage photograph of Goneril with her house in ruins from the 100 Nights and the way they trash her house. In the movie version, when Lear gives these curses, we see a real close-up into Goneril's face as she gets cursed and yelled at by her father. And the implication is that this is probably not the first time this has happened, that this might be something that has occurred her whole life. Those speculations are terribly unfashionable, but if we look at the language closely, we get a vision into Lear. Yes, he feels betrayed, but his language is violent and brutal in a way that really changes our notion of sympathy for him. So again, he calls on nature here, dear goddess, here. So he's calling on nature again. As throughout the play, this motif of nature keeps coming up. And here nature's called on to suspend her purpose. So the purpose of nature is to multiply, grow, presumably. Suspend it, pause this. If you did intend to make this creature fruitful. I think the conditional is important there. I saw a recent production last year at the Barbican, the RSC production, that really emphasized the fact that Goneril was trying to give birth and that she hadn't. It is not conspicuous, but it is noted that both Goneril and Regan are married and don't have children. I think that, this is very tight textual work. I don't know how far it would take you, but it's at least worth considering. If you were going to consider having her have kids, don't do it. Convey sterility. Make her sterile. He's really being rough. Dry up her organs of increase. Now, the language is not just brutal. It's vulgar, brutal, harsh, inappropriate for a father. His curses to Cordelia were bad, but this is another thing. And from her derogate body, never spring a babe, never have a child. That's my curse on you. Never a babe, babe to honor her. If, again, conditional, if she has a babe, and what is she? If she must teem, that really sticks out to me. If she must teem, I don't have the dictionary definition to hand, but teem makes me think of just, again, a really disgusting, animalistic way of reproduction. Create her child of spleen. Don't create it from the womb, okay? Create it from the spleen. that it may live and be athwart disnatured torment to her. A child of the spleen. I don't even know what that would be, but it's a monster, certainly. And he wants it to torture her, torment her, make her old, stamp wrinkles, age her, with cadent tears fret channels in her cheeks. So wrinkles, age marks, weeping. Here, perhaps the only reference to their mother. Turn all her mother's pains to laughter and contempt. What to make of this line? So take all the pain of her mother, and in comparison, turn all her mother's pains to laughter and contempt, as if to say, make Goneril's pains many times more. This begs the question, what kind of pain did their mother go through? This is just hinted at, just touched, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth. What an image, to have a thankless child. Okay, that is harsh again. So a child that doesn't appreciate you is worse. It bites deeper. It bites harsher than the snake. Away, away. I mean, this is harsh swearing. This small indication of the mother, this denial of reproduction, it continues later in the scene. Life and death! I'm ashamed that thou hast power to shake my manhood thus. So again, here his masculinity is in question. Is that his peace? Holding his peace there? Is she by taking away his right to be there, or suggesting he doesn't need all this support or this mess here, or even his fool pushing his masculinity around? He's crying. Which break from me before should make thee worth them. Oh, by crying, does he become feminine? Blasts and fogs upon thee. The untented wounding of a father's curse pierce every sense about thee. I want my curse to pierce every part of you. He talks to his own self. Old, fond eyes, beweep this cause again. I'll pluck ye out. This haunting anticipation. Okay? Old, fond eyes. Don't look at what you see. You're going to cry again. I'd rather pluck you out, cast you with the waters, let you lose to temper clay. Does it come to this? Let it be so. I have one daughter left. I've left a daughter. One more to go to. Not going to go so well. Who, I am sure, is kind and comfortable. Oh, probably not. When she shall hear this of thee, what does Lear imagine he wants from his friends and his family and servants? What does he imagine? Vengeance, protection, violence. Because when she hears what you've done, with her nails, she'll flay your wolf. She'll flay your wolfish face with her nails. That's how much I think my other daughter loves me. What you're doing is completely unacceptable. Thou shalt, so she's savage, she's rough, she'll cut you up. Thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think I've cast off forever. So you think I'm not a king any longer, but I'll resume. I'm thinking now of the fool's line. Who is this? Are these Lear's eyes? Does Lear's walk this way? You're Lear's shadow. He's going to return to the shape of a king. Does that mean the same as a king? I don't know. But that line's a bit ambiguous. Which thou dost think I've cast off forever, thou shalt, I warrant thee, I promise you, he's debating her in a way that is not really a conversation. He's just sending her curses, violent swears. He's monologuing. He's speaking to himself. Here, King Lear starts losing his footing. Here is the beginning of the decline. But in looking at Lear's words alone, I invite you to also think about Goneril. What is she doing? How does the actress who plays her, how does she receive this? How do directors and actors together give the audience a sense of sympathy for Goneril? What language here could we investigate to find that sympathy as well? Again, it's worth thinking about this scene, not just for what it tells us for the character of Lear, but also of Goneril.